Now on Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, a crash, a chase, and a shooting involving a federal officer in Minneapolis, the sequence of events leading to the gunfire. And investigators identify the aircraft part of the deadly UPS cargo plane crash in Kentucky. Plus, a local walk teaches life-saving skills while raising heart health awareness.
And thanks to yesterday's cold front, we're quite chilly out there this morning, but we're looking for a cool day today before warming up tomorrow. And then we have a stronger cold front this weekend where we'll be looking for near freezing. All that weather coming up.
And the St. Joseph Lady Flyers are ready to start off the 2026 season. We'll highlight that later. Sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and welcome to your Thursday morning.
Thursday morning.
That's right, and we've got several events ahead of us. On Sunday, it's the Bridal and Quince Expo.
That's right.
And on Monday, it's MLK Day.
MLK Day, that's right. We have the march going on Monday morning, so y'all get ready for that and get prepared. And I say get prepared because we're looking for another chilly one. Of course, the last several years, each MLK Day has been kind of chilly out there because of cold fronts. And this morning, we are also kind of chilly because of our cold front that blew in yesterday. Looking live in Victoria, look at southeast actually. We have a beautiful sunrise starting to slowly come up over the horizon, but if you're heading out the door, grab that jacket. It is cold. 37 degrees right now. That's cold to me. I hope that's cold to you too, because if it's not, the wind chill is cold. It's below freezing, 31 degrees with a light 5 to 10 mile an hour wind out of the northwest. So definitely just grab the jacket. We're all starting out the day mid upper 30s, even some low 40s on the coast because you're right next to the warm Gulf. Now the rest of Texas pretty much following suit. Got lots of 30s and 40s, even a few 20s out there. And if you thought that was cold, look what's happening right now in the northern states. It is 9 degrees in International Falls, but look in Canada. All that pink and purple is negative double digits. Negative double digits. Ooh. Now, thankfully, we're not that cold, but we will be looking for possible freezing conditions this weekend with another cold front. We'll talk about all that later, I promise, because sending your kiddos out the door this morning, grab that jacket because we'll stay cool today. We'll look at those details next.
Hundreds of Crossroads residents are battling the flu each week, with doctors observing a steady rise in cases. 25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley shares tips on how to reduce your risk of getting sick.
Local doctors report more than 500 people in the Crossroads were diagnosed with the flu during the month of December. DTAR healthcare officials say they expect to see the number of cases rise if people aren't covering their mouths, washing their hands, or properly cleaning high-touch surfaces like door handles.
It is going to continue to spread as long as two things happening, that we're not getting our tests to see exactly what it is and then treating it. And if you're carrying the flu or RSV or strep, some of these are just very easy to share with others, especially if you work in tight spaces. So it's just very important to, number one, determine what it is, and then to treat it appropriately to contain the spread.
At Citizens Medical Center, patients are testing positive for the flu at an average of more than one a day. Doctors say if you're sick, stay away from others and take measures to protect your immune system.
Well, I think if more people were vaccinated, we'd have less circulating flu in the community, and there would be less people infected.
Both McNeil and Weatherly say it's not too late to get a flu shot. If you need one, they encourage you to visit a walk-in clinic or your primary care doctor. Ray Mosley, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
The Crossroads Heart and Stroke Walk is gearing up for its annual 5K. The walk will take place in Riverside Park. Participants will have the opportunity to learn CPR, gain insights into cardiac arrest while raising awareness. Cardiac arrest can occur anywhere, such as at work or home. Crossroads Heart and Stroke Walk co-MC Emily Weatherly emphasizes that this walk will educate community members on heart health.
Heart disease is something that, while it can be genetic, it can be passed down, it's also something that, taking preventative action, you can take a stand against heart disease and you can fight it.
The Crossroads Heart and Stroke Walk is free and open to all ages. The event begins at 8:30 a.m. on Saturday, February 7th at Riverside Park. Investigators have pinpointed the aircraft part of that failed the part that failed in the deadly UPS cargo plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky in November. The National Transportation Safety Board says a 3-inch wide metal housing around a bearing on the MD-11 jet showed signs of existing metal fatigue and cracking. The NTSB says that the so-called bearing race split into two, which caused the left engine to go over the wing of the aircraft in a dramatic fireball moments after takeoff. NASA astronauts have splashed down near California. ABC News' Andrew Fruigi reports on the unprecedented evacuation of the International Space Station.
This morning, 4 astronauts coming home after undocking from the space station.
Undocking confirmed.
The crew splashing down off the San Diego coast, returning to Earth 1 month early because of a medical situation on board. The astronauts spoke earlier about their unprecedented early departure.
What was not surprising to me was how well this crew came together as a family to help each other and just take care of each other.
The commander of the SpaceX Crew 11 held a change of command ceremony with the 3 crew members behind him, Kimiya Yui, Oleg Platonov, and Zina Cardman. 2 Russians and a NASA engineer remain on board.
We're from all over the planet, and we're working together. It's a great symbol of what human beings can do.
Though in the video, all the astronauts look to be in good spirits, it's not clear which one has the undisclosed medical issue, with NASA only saying the astronaut is in stable condition and the return was not an emergency. But doctors on Earth will be able to better diagnose the issue. Experts say astronauts are trained to address medical emergencies, but some situations require more.
Basically, the condition might be something that requires an urgent further assessment or specialized assessment, which the ISS does not have, or even specialized management. They would then consider even an immediate deorbit if that was needed, but in this case, an evacuation.
The crew hugging goodbye to the astronauts they left behind, who will stay in space until the new crew arrives next month. Today, the 4 astronauts fly to Houston, where they'll face a routine evaluation, and the sick astronaut will undergo testing. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
The cost of changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War could cost as much as $125 million. A new report from the Congressional Budget Office says the CBO says the name change could cost about $10 million if implemented in a limited way, but could cost as much as $125 million if the name change is implemented broadly and rapidly. For more local news, weather, and sports, come to crossroadstoday.com. It's now 6:38 on our Thursday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. A beloved movie trilogy returns to the theaters for a special anniversary. The entertainment news including a major summer tour announcement.
Iran closes its airspace for a time overnight as American forces remain on alert. I'm Nicole D'Antonio in Washington with the details and the warning from President Trump.
And also coming up next after the break in the short-term forecast, it might be a little bit chilly out there right now this morning, but with the sun coming up, we'll warm up nicely. So coming up next, we'll take a look and see how warm it'll be near you. Well, good morning, Crossroads, and happy Thursday. Now, I'm sure y'all noticed yesterday the cold front blew in right around noontime. It was about 12:30 when it blew through the Victoria area. But today, I'm sure you noticed it because it got windy after it blew through, and it was also a cold, chilly north wind. You noticed the sun was warming us up nicely, then the wind shifted out of the north and it got chilly. Looking at where the front is right now, if I move out of the way, here it is, way down here in the middle of the Gulf, right behind our 25 News Now banner. You can see we're still 42 degrees this morning, so bundle up. All thanks to that cold front blowing through. We're going to be looking a little bit cooler for today, which you'll see those temperatures in a second. Now, the cold front is also providing us with some crystal clear skies all across the beautiful state of Texas because winds above about 2,000 feet above our heads, about a mile high actually in the sky. Looking actually, not a mile, but 2,000 feet looking out of the northwest. They're coming from the Rockies, so all that air is very dry, allowing us for some clear skies, which you'll see in a second. But here is the cold front, the second cold front that we're expecting for this weekend, bringing us near freezing conditions, which we'll talk about later, because before that gets here, like I said, I'm just going to press play on the future tracker. Do you see any clouds out there for the next 48 hours? That means it's going to be quite clear and sunny, so make sure you got your sunglasses packed going into the weekend on Saturday. That's when we'll start picking up a little bit of cloud cover, partly cloudy then. But before that, sunny skies today, heating us up to 63 in Victoria, pretty much average where we're supposed to be. Even our low tonight, everyone else about the same, highs in the low 60s. So y'all stay warm and do that for the next several days because we'll stay cool, near freezing. That's coming next.
This past Monday night, I highlighted the full St. Joseph Lady Flyers softball schedules. They're looking to get revenge from a loss last year to Hyde Park, 11-10, and they had their media day yesterday. That was held there at the Annex inside of Victoria, and I had a chance to talk to their pitcher Shane Meismer and catcher Jasmine Gomez about how they're feeling going into this season, how playing some summer ball that they played could help them out this year.
Now I think I've definitely grown as a pitcher. I've played against some good competition in travel ball, so I think that has really helped me grow, and I think it'll help me do really good in high school ball.
Like as a person, you know, mentally, and then also physically as like a batter, going against all these like really good pitchers, and so yeah, it'll definitely help me out as a batter.
Now, along with them, getting that experience probably over the summer and fall will be big time for them this year because Meismer and Gomez also have a great chemistry there, being pitcher and catcher, dynamic duo from last year. So we'll see if that can help them out going into this year for 2026. This is Max Williams, 25 News Now Sports.
Now for the latest on Iran as American forces remain on alert in Qatar. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio provides the details as Iran closes its airspace.
This morning, Iran reopening its airspace after temporarily restricting it overnight, as American forces on the biggest U.S. base in the Middle East remain on alert, with some personnel prepared to evacuate. The move coming after Tehran warned neighboring countries that it would hit American bases if Washington strikes. President Trump saying they're prepared to take very strong action if Iran starts executing jailed protesters. On Wednesday afternoon, Trump announcing the regime has promised to stop the killings. The president signaling military action against Iran is on hold, at least for now.
Does this mean military action is now off the table against Iran?
Well, we're going to watch and see what the process is, but we were given a very good statement by people that are aware of what's going on. We were just told no executions. I hope that's true. That's a big thing.
Activists say more than 2,500 people have been killed in the regime's brutal crackdown on anti-government protesters. 26-year-old Irfan Sultani was one of those set to be executed, according to his family. He's one of more than 18,000 arrested. Human rights groups say Iranian authorities are aware that executing prosecutors would cross a red line.
There are over 16,000 people in detention, and they could be heralding hundreds of them. They're quite capable through kangaroo courts and putting execution sentences on them.
Meanwhile, as talks continue about possible military action in Iran, on Capitol Hill, Vice President Vance cast the tie-breaking vote to kill the Venezuela War Powers Resolution. The measure would have blocked the use of U.S. force without congressional approval. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
The Texas Historical Commission is conducting a symbolic transfer ceremony for the Presidio La Bahia in Goliad. The Presidio La Bahia, a National Historic Landmark, played a significant role in Texas's fight for independence. The commission began managing the site in 2022, completing the transfer on December 31st following an investment of $8.5 million approved by the legislator. Our Lady of Loreto Chapel will continue to function as an active parish under the Diocese of Victoria. The ceremony will be held at the historic landmark at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, January 28th. From re-releases to new tours, ABC's Jacqueline Lee has the latest on what's happening in Hollywood.
Ring has awoken.
Starting Friday, the Lord of the Rings trilogy returns to theaters to mark the 25th anniversary of The Fellowship of the Ring. The screenings will include a recorded introduction from director Peter Jackson that will play before each film.
Couldn't be happier, right, dear?
Two Wicked stars are making plans to duet again, this time live on stage. Ariana Grande and Jonathan Bailey will star in a revival of the classic Stephen Sondheim musical Sunday in the Park with George, opening in London next summer. Tickets go on sale in May. John Mellencamp, in a short film with actor Sean Penn, has announced a summer concert tour. The 74-year-old rocker will play 19 dates at amphitheaters across the U.S., featuring his greatest hits.
You're looking at the luckiest guy in the world, playing on my hit records. It'll make people happy. It'll probably make me happy because I haven't done it for so long.
And happy birthday to rapper Armando Perez, better known as Pitbull. He's 45 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
If you see news happening, let us know. Email us your tips at staff@crossroadstoday.com. It's now 6:46 on our Thursday morning, still to come on Sunrise. While the job market faces challenges, one industry is booming, the sector dominating the best jobs list for 2026. All right, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Lillian. Wishing the happiest of birthdays to our little ray of sunshine, Miss Lillian Grace. Happy 7th birthday. Sweet girl, we can't wait to celebrate with you this weekend.
That's right, and she's our birthday cake winner today. Congratulations. And also happy birthday to Trevor. Happy birthday to Bubs. Hope you have a great day. Much love from your favorite sister.
And our favorite producer, Ronnie.
That's right.
And happy birthday to Manuel. Happy birthday to our dad, your wife, grandchildren, daughter, and son-in-law. Love you. And hope you are blessed with many, many more.
Oh, happy birthday, Manuel. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, you can come to crossroadstoday.com. Just click the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll see Submit Your Birthday Photo.
Happy birthday to Dwayne and Thomas. Happy birthday to you. We'll be right back.
Well, good morning, Crossroads. I'm sure a lot of y'all saw the 7-day forecast a few moments ago, or you heard me talking about it. We have some possible freezing conditions possibly coming our way for this weekend, thanks to, you saw it, another stronger second cold front that'll be here Friday, tomorrow night, and into Saturday morning. That'll drop our high temperatures down from the 70s. Nice day tomorrow. Y'all get out there and enjoy it for your Friday. Perfect day. But like I said, highs dropping down into the upper 50s now for Saturday. Something you may have noticed is I've actually dropped all of these highs and low temperatures since yesterday by about 3 to 4 degrees. So now we're looking at about freezing conditions here in Victoria for Sunday morning, which we'll look at in better detail in just a second, I promise. Because something else I want to point out before we look at that is next week we have, well, another third cold front Monday night, MLK Day night, and into Tuesday morning. That's going to bring us actually some rain chances, which we desperately need. 40 to 50% for that next week. Some showers. We need it because of our extreme drought out there, y'all, so keep your fingers crossed for that. But maybe keep your fingers crossed to not see this. We are looking for, like I said, possible freezing conditions on Sunday morning, and here's what I think. I'm thinking DeWitt, Lavaca, and Gonzales County. Y'all three probably need to wrap your pipes this weekend. Everyone along Highway 59 counties, I think, will hit freezing, but only for about a half hour. But we'll have better details and better coverage of that as we go into tomorrow with more data. But all the cold fronts are coming off of these low systems coming out of Canada, which are a fragment of the polar vortex. Before next week, high pressure builds sending us moisture out of the Pacific for rain. And we'll look at all that and more later on Sunrise.
It's no secret that the job market has been slow, but that hasn't stopped the healthcare field from thriving. According to Indeed's Best Jobs of 2026 report, healthcare roles account for 72% of job growth. Cardiac medical technicians were named the best job of the year, offering a 6-figure salary and high growth. Additionally, 8 of the top 10 best jobs were related to the healthcare sector. Shoppers were out in force for the holiday season, with retail sales increasing by a better than expected 0.6% in November compared to October. The Commerce Department's numbers were delayed due to the government shutdown. Banks experienced significant business in the fourth quarter with an increase in loan demand. Bank of America reported an 8% rise in average loans, while JP Morgan saw a 9% increase. However, banks remain cautious about President Trump's proposal to cap credit card interest rates at 10% for a year. Verizon now announcing the restoration of service following outages that disrupted calls and mobile internet for customers for approximately 10 hours. Millions of issue reports were submitted to the site Down Detector. Verizon states there are no indications of a cyber attack. The AI chatbot Grok will no longer be able to edit photos of people in revealing clothing on the X platform. It comes after concerns were raised about Grok allowing users to digitally undress individuals, including children in some instances. X stated on its safety team account that measures have been implemented to prevent Grok from editing such images. This policy applies to all users, including paid subscribers. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. Boston skaters prepare for the Winter Olympics with heavy hearts and high hopes. One athlete's path from tragedy to triumph. The Skating Club of Boston is sending 3 skaters to the upcoming Winter Olympics. Among them is 24-year-old Maxim Naumov, who lost his parents last year in a mid-air plane crash above the Potomac River. His parents were skating champions and coaches at the club. Naumov says returning to the ice helped him heal. Spencer Howe and Emily Chan from the Skating Club are also heading to the Olympics. Local doctors report more than 500 people in the Crossroads were diagnosed with flu during the month of December. DTAR healthcare leaders say they expect to see the number of cases rise if people don't take precautions. At Citizens Medical Center, patients are testing positive for flu at an average of more than 1 a day. Doctors say if you're sick, stay away from others and take measures to protect your immune system. The Crossroads Heart and Stroke Walk is preparing for their annual 5K. Anyone who joins the walk will be able to learn CPR and more on cardiac arrest while raising awareness. It starts at 8:30 a.m. on Saturday, February 7th at Riverside Park. The Texas Historical Commission is holding a symbolic transfer ceremony of the Presidio La Bahia in Goliad. The commission began managing the site in 2022, and the transfer wrapped up on December 31st. The ceremony will start at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, January 28th. And we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. And now let's get a look at our sunrise with Parker. How's it looking?
Well, it's a bit of a cold sunrise out there this morning, Carol. You can see we actually have you can actually see how clear our skies are this morning. That's what's allowing us to do what's called radiational cooling, meaning all the the heat that's trapped at the ground can now freely escape into the upper atmosphere, allowing us to drop into the 30s. Yes, we are 37 degrees out in Victoria County. Temperatures in the city are about 5 to 6 degrees warmer than that right here. 43 degrees being reported right outside the station here on Navarro. So y'all stay warm, grab your jackets, because we are all starting out the day mid-upper 30s. Even got a few low 40s happening on the coast because you're right next to the warm Gulf water, which something about that water I want to let y'all know because of the front that blew through yesterday, and also due to what's called neap tides, N-E-A-P tides, when the sun and moon are at a 90-degree angle. Well, we have a bit of a low water level we're expecting today. So folks that are on the coast, including Port Lavaca, don't be spooked if the water's not there when it should be. 62 is going to be our high in Port Lavaca. Y'all send us your pictures if you see what I was talking about with the water. 63 in Victoria, upper 50s by noon, and a little bit warmer Cuero. I'm thinking 64 for y'all today. So y'all try your best to stay warm. It will be a little bit cool out there today. We'll warm up just for one day tomorrow before we have a stronger cold front this weekend, and we are right back to actually near freezing this time.
Get ready for the chill.
Get ready for the cold.
All right, thank you for joining us, and be sure to join Shonda, Don, Maclovia, and Max today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.